Welcome to Baltimore, Maryland. We are back at the home of the defending champs from the West Coast to the East Coast. The SFL is taking over this land and your land. Today, the best of the best square off once more in Baltimore for bragging rights and Season 18 Swan Song. Hello, everyone. I'm Cameron Irvine, and fitting that we're here in the Charm City, a very charming Mike St. Green is here in the booth with me today on a gorgeous Monday early evening. Good afternoon, Mike.
Good afternoon, Cam. I feel like I should have some type of catchphrase, some catchy thing to say, like "What up, though," or something like that. But man, what a great way to start this very busy and week out in the SFL. Then with the All-Star game, and we have the SFLM playoffs later on. We have the championship game of the SFLM later in the week, and then the rookie draft the day after that. But hey, this is all about celebrating the All-Stars here in Baltimore, and there's what better way to put a bow on Season 18 than to celebrate these All-Stars here tonight.
The home teams won every one of these East-West All-Star games. This is the fifth installment of this tradition. Back here in Baltimore, as always, the defending champs host the big game. Ball's on the tee. Lots of players to get to. Lots of different numbers to get to. A Hall of Fame class to get to. Let's go. Kick it. We're underway. The East in your gray tonight. West in gold. That is Kingston Ellington on the return for the East. So all day long you're going to see all the players on the field rotating inside the East offense. Here's the backfield. Your quarterbacks, Jack Wigmore out of Baltimore, Johnny Pickler out of London. Running backs, Kevin Say out of D.C. and Charlie Boletsky out of Florida. Your fullback is Cameron Collier. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. The East will start with a three-back set. Pickler's at quarterback, and he'll hand it off to Kevin Say, and Say has a first down and more. Kevin Say, 50, 40, 30. The D.C. Dragon on the first play scores a touchdown. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Cam, what better way to start this game off? I was hoping we would see a lot of electricity tonight, but Kevin Say, he's showing us what he showed us pretty much all of the first half of the season last season. Takes this ball right here on the handoff of Pickler, spin move, and takes it all the way to the end zone.
An incredible run from Kevin Say. Only one MVP in All-Star game history at the running back position. That was Jared McChesney a few seasons ago. And Kevin Say, just a phenomenal job in his second All-Star game, third season in the league. And Mike, usually running backs in the All-Star game are bottled up. It is so difficult with the talent on defense out there on the field to get through. And Kevin Say was bottled up last season. Not the case here tonight from just down the road. And it's 7-0 East. Your special teams player of the year back-to-back, Otis Boudreau out of Louisiana with the extra point.
Yeah, Cam, we usually see the receivers and special team guys that make the plays in this game that, make a difference. But Kevin Say is putting an early bid in for the player of the game.
So Boudreau will kick it off to Portland's Leo Morris, back to return kicks today. 1 yard deep in the end zone for Morris. And Morris is going to get out to the 23-yard line. It's another group that struggles in all-star games, since almost every player playing special teams here today is an all-star too. On the west side in the backfield, quarterbacks are Scar Patterson, Tom Pepper from San Diego and Vancouver respectively. Your running backs, Ezekiel Love from Portland, G.P. Wells from Sioux Falls, now in Houston. Fullback is Ray Bentley from Mexico City. First down and 10, 20 seconds into the game. This is Tom Pepper floating it up, top over the middle. That's a first down to the 35-yard line. And that pass hauled in by big number 86. That's Adam Williams, playing in his final game after he announced his retirement from Lone Star.
Yeah, retirement combination right there. Tom Pepper retired this offseason. Williams, we knew he was going to retire coming in. A nice little catch right there.
Two in the backfield. Pepper's still in. He'll fire it outside. That pass is caught by Ezekiel Love, and Love is shouldered down by number Looked like 99. That's Trevon Prasad in his second All-Star game, 8th season. Congrats to Trevon, now the one of the new owners of the Carolina Skyhawks. Lots of different numbers out here today. Prasad wearing his 99, but a couple handfuls of players wearing different numbers. We'll get to that here in a bit. 2nd down and 6 at the 39-yard line. Pepper still in the football game, throws it outside. That pass is caught. A 5-yard gain just short of the sticks. And getting up after that play, running into a defender, Logan Keel, in his first All-Star game, Mike, his 7th season. So awesome to see him getting to play.
Yeah, Logan Keel had a great season for the Denver Night Wings, Cam. 11 touchdown catches on the season, and he's getting his All-Star game off to a nice start.
Connor Darien out of Jacksonville and Emmanuel Blackman out of London with the last 2 tackles for the East. 3rd and 1, Patterson's in. He'll dump this one out to Love. Love has a first down, the East 49-yard line. So Ezekiel Love and Kevin Say putting in some work early. Atlanta's Aquantis Shine on the tackle, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Let's meet some of the East starters on the defensive front. Chris Andrews out of Tulsa, Taquan Hale out of Jacksonville. Tom Tanner now playing in Houston, but from St. Louis, now Motor City. Luther Gond out of Louisiana, and Tanner wearing 93 today. Patterson going long. He's got a man open past the 20, and Robert Garrett almost broke a tackle. Hauled down at the 12-yard line, saving the touchdown, was John Stamengo wearing 29 today out of Charleston.
Dan, we saw a lot of this from Scar Patterson last season. He probably had one of the greatest rookie seasons you ever want to see in the SFL. 34 touchdowns, passes on the season, as well as over 4,000 yards passing. And, man, he likes to go deep. He's going to be a problem for a certain team out of Houston in week 1 of the upcoming season.
Both tight ends now for the West have a catch, Garrett Jr. and Williams. 3 receivers, 2 to the left side at the bottom of your screen. This is Patterson still in now in the red zone. Patterson looking for a touchdown, and just missed Robert Garrett Jr., who was running across the back of the end zone. First incompletion for the West today brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, Patterson had a lot of time in the pocket right there, Cam. He was looking to link up with Garrett Jr. again on that pass, but just overshot him just a little bit.
Your receiving core for the West today, Liam Hammer and Gunnar Lewis out of San Diego. Kendra Hall out of Vancouver will play for Canton next season. D.R. Sim in his 7th All-Star game in 14 seasons in the SFL, and Logan Keel. This handoff, the first of the day for G.P. Wells, who's wearing 22 today, as Love and Wells typically wear the same number. That's Tom Tanner with the tackle, 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, Cam, that's a little bit of a Houston crime right there. Both of these guys coming over to the Houston Headhunters this offseason. Tanner making a tackle on his future teammate for season 19 in G.P. Wells.
3rd down and 11. Out of the shotgun, Pepper with 5 wide. And Pepper will actually dump it short, looking for a block downfield. And a big hit leaves Liam Hammer short of the first down. I did not see who made that tackle. Maybe Mike Ryan or Daniel Wright in the secondary. Either way, it'll bring up 4th down. And our first look at the kicker out of Sioux Falls. One of 7 rookies playing in this football game today, Zastel Black, 3rd-round pick out of last year's draft. This is a 21-yard chip shot field goal, and almost blocked. Came through the far side, and that field goal is good. So both teams with a score on their opening possession. It's 7-3 East leads.
Yeah, Cam, this is really the type of game I wanted to see here tonight. Both teams seem like they're moving the ball pretty well. Zastel Black catching in on a nice drive from the West. We'll see if the East can answer and see what they can put up this second possession.
If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. All right, so the East had the ball 1 play and scored a touchdown. Let's meet their wide receiving group. Ivory Irvin and Mac Chima out of Baltimore. Vin Callia wearing number 18 today out of London. Kingston Ellington at Jacksonville primarily doing return duties. And B. Robo out of Louisiana wearing number 87 today. Collier's wearing 22 for the East. And on the offensive line, Olivia Bleeker's wearing 55 and Butch Menner is wearing 75 today. Jack Wigmore with his first pass of the day. That pass is hauled in by the MVP, Bullet Boletsky, on his first touch. He picks up 6 yards.
And the East, they have some electric backs on this team. And Kevin saying, as you mentioned, the MVP, Bullet Boletsky, man, either one of these guys could take it to the house at any given time. Bullet Boletsky with 22 total touchdowns on the season last season. So anytime he touches it, you better look out.
2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line. Wigmore still in. Collier blocking for Boletsky. 2 in the backfield, first flag of the day. Boletsky's got a first down. And they'll probably decline that penalty and take that run. Your defensive front for the West, it's stacked. Jeff Duffy out of Fort Worth in his 4th All-Star game in 9 SFL seasons. Alex Perez out of Houston. Achilles Papatonis out of Vancouver. Alex Constantine out of Arizona, all in their 1st All-Star game today. Hunter Norwood in his 5th out of Arizona. And Dan Tritz, 3rd All-Star game in 3 seasons, Mike, out of Mexico City.
And Tritz has had an impressive SFL career, Cam. As you mentioned, 3 straight All-Star games since coming into the league. Defensive Rookie of the Year in his 1st season. And, man, he's has proven dividends for the Mexico City Aztec team.
4 wide for Wigmore, and he was looking outside to Ellington. Ran out of real estate. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the East at the 36-yard line. This West linebacking core includes Josh Farnsey out of Vancouver, wearing number 54 today. KT Horrell and David Horrell out of Houston, now relocated to Seattle. Joey Tropicana playing in his final game out of Arizona. He's wearing the number 59 today. Pete Mitchell of San Diego wearing number 56 today. And Dave Drury out of Las Vegas. Drury, Mitchell, and the 2 Horrells all in their 1st All-Star game, as Pickler will zip it down the field in one-on-one coverage. And not enough juice on that one, as he was looking for his London teammate, Tiberius Bovine, and Joey Tropicana in one-on-one coverage. One of the best pass defenders in the SFL at the linebacking spot, knocks it away, 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a solid play from Joey Tropicana, dropping back deep middle in coverage right there, knocking it down. Maybe if Pickler would have put a little more air under it, he probably could have reached his target in Bovine.
There's Jack Wall out of Jacksonville in his 2nd All-Star game, 4 wide. Here on 3rd down and 10, defense is starting to stiffen here as Wigmore will fire into triple coverage, and that pass is knocked down. That's Rochelle Colston out of Los Angeles, and that'll force the first punt of the game. Florida's Marcus Agrippa back once more. 5th season in the SFL, 5th All-Star game.
Yeah, Marcus Agrippa, he's basically a staple right there at the punting position as far as being an all-star in this league, and it's well-earned season in and season out. We're going to look for maybe 4.2, 4.4 hang time here for Marcus on this kick.
Agrippa kicking it out to Leo Morris, punting it away, coming after the block. Almost got there. Morris standing at his 22-yard line, makes a man miss, and Morris gets out to the 28. Leo Morris wearing number 27 today. The SFL convention is coming to the Las Vegas Strip July 10th through the 12th. HyperX Esports Arena at the Luxor will host the season kickoff, featuring all 28 teams in action, live commentary throughout the day, every game on the big screens, and your chance to be introduced to the world as a football star. Visit simulationfl.net/convention for the most up-to-date details on convention events and broadcast schedules. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. This a handoff. Cutting back inside was G.P. Wells. Cannot pick up a gain. It's Clint Hendershot on the stop out of Carolina.
Yeah, Clint Hendershot led the league in tackles this season, and they're showing you why on that play, shooting the gap right there and making the big tackle.
Hendershot in his 11th season, arguably his best season of his career, played really well on that Skyhawk defense. 5:10 to go in the first quarter. This is Pepper floating it over the middle, just a bit behind Gunnar Lewis on his first catch, but hauls it in. A 7-yard gain to the 35-yard line for Gunnar. Gunnar Lewis and Liam Hammer, Mike, over in San Diego, they just defensive backs are going to have a lot of problems.
Yeah, Cam, it's going to San Diego. They're going to be a tough team to try to defend in the passing game. These guys had 29 touchdowns between them last season, and I expect more out of that this season.
Wide open to the east 44-yard line. That's Adam Williams uncovered off his tight end spot. And Pepper getting him the football, moves the chains for a first down.
And this Adam Williams and Tom Pepper connection is really looking good early in this game. These guys want to go out with a bang. I really hope, at least from the Tom Pepper standpoint, I hope this is not the last time we'll see him. But, but these guys are doing great in what appears to be their last ball game.
A surprising retirement this offseason. Christian Brown signs in Vancouver as the Legion hope to get over the hump. Scar Patterson flips that one out, and Love dropped it. Prasad barreling down on Ezekiel. Portland and Carolina will once more duel early in the season.
Yeah, it looks like Love may have heard footsteps on that one. Cam dropped it, maybe wanted to run with it before he hauled it in. But yeah, going to be a great matchup between those teams at one point this season.
2nd and 10 of the East 44, 6 in the box for the East defense as Patterson takes a 7-step drop. He is in trouble, and the first sack of the day, loses 10 yards all the way back to the 46-yard line. That's Tom Tanner again, getting in on Patterson.
Well, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Tom Tanner right now, Cam. He's made a couple of good plays in this game, and I expect to see a lot of that out of him in Houston this season.
The West All-Stars, a lot younger than the East. 6 rookies compared to just 1 for the East. That's King Rashid out of Tulsa, now Motor City. 3rd and 20. Tom Pepper, deep shot. It's caught. 30, 20. It's a foot race. Keel tracked down at the 5-yard line. Saving the touchdown was Mike Ryan, but Logan Keel making an impact in his first All-Star game. What a bomb.
Yeah, Cam, all season long, when a big play needed to be made for Denver, all you had to do was look for Logan Keel. This guy was key to this team when they needed some big offensive plays, and he's a key right here for the West.
So after the West force a punt, East back on their heels. West back in the red zone. Patterson back in, I formation. And Patterson just going to dump this off. Makes the catch this time. That's a touchdown for Ezekiel Love. So Scar Patterson in his first SFL All-Star game as a rookie gets a touchdown. Ezekiel Love gets a touchdown in his second All-Star appearance. And the West has taken their first lead of the day.
I really like what I'm seeing from this West offense tonight, Cam. They're getting everyone involved. Ezekiel Love out of the backfield. We've seen Williams make a couple of big catches, and this offense is really humming right now. The East going to have their trouble slowing these guys down tonight.
We've seen Garrett Jr. and Williams at tight end, but shout out to this offensive line for the West. Did give up 1 sack earlier, but otherwise has played pretty great. E.J. DeQ out of Arizona. Ethan Kai, Houston now by way of Seattle, as that extra point is good from Zastel Black. Your center, Jaden Taylor out of Portland, who's used to blocking for Ezekiel Love. Michael Percoco out of Vancouver, and Sean Crooked, another Arizona tackle, kept Ashley Jackson pretty protected all season long. And the West, that was a 10-7 lead, have scored on both of their possessions, trying to get only their second win in this 5-game series as Black boots it away.
Yeah, let's see if the East can answer right now, Cam. And pretty good return by Ellington. He's been a great return man over there in Jacksonville, and he's really made a name for himself returning the ball over there.
Gets it out to the 24-yard line. And the East will set up shop. Pretty exciting start. Last couple of All-Star games we've had have been a bit of a snoozer as the West crushed the East a couple seasons ago, and the East returned the favor last season 24-6. This is a good one to start. Kevin Say breaks another tackle, picks up a couple before he's dragged down by KT Horrell. Those East tight ends, Jack Wall and Tiberius Bovine, on their offensive line. You've got Olivia Bleeker wearing 55, Butch Menner at 75, but we have not gotten to talk about the center, Brian French out of Jacksonville, right guard Alden Bleeker out of Jacksonville, and Greg McDonaldson, the right tackle out of Florida. Set a record, shattered a record, did the Jacksonville offensive line for Marcus Dunhill, keeping him upright lowest sacks per attempt percentage in SFL history as Boletsky gets smashed behind the line for a loss of 1. Norwood on the tackle.
Yeah, just to speak about that Jacksonville offensive line for a second there. They did a great job of protecting Marcus last season. He was tied for the league in touchdown passes. He could very well have an argument to be in this game tonight, but yeah, they did a fantastic job over there in Jacksonville of keeping him protected.
Wigmore with 4 wide, a 3rd down and 9, fires it outside. Excellent coverage. Again, Ellington was the intended target, and that was Jay Ringgold, part of another record-setting unit, the Sioux Falls secondary, swatting that one away, and the West defense has really tightened things up in the first quarter.
Yeah, this West defense, man, after that first play, and really that's the only negative play they've pretty much had this whole game. They've really stepped up these past couple of drives, and Ringo there making a good knockdown of a pass. And as you mentioned, that Sioux Falls secondary, they were really tough on teams all last season.
Jay Hayden running the offense out of Arizona for this West squad. Michael Percoco, James Walters manning the defense as Leo Morris, another good punt return. He's been a difference maker so far, flipping the field out to the 43-yard line. Jacob Clear and Andrew O'Reilly, the coaches for the East out of Charleston and now Motor City. Those are your coaching staffs for tonight's game.
Yeah, Cam, let's see what the West can do here. See if they can keep things rolling off. The East can step up and make a stop right here this drive.
1st and 10 of the 43. Pepper back in. 2 in the backfield. And the handoff goes to Ezekiel Love. Not much there. So we're really starting to see, this is what we normally see out of all-star games. Those running backs, tough sledding. Emmanuel Blackman gets in for a tackle for loss. What a season for Blackman.
Yeah, Blackman had a great season over there in London. I mean, how can you have a better season than that? He was a real key factor with that London defense and the reason why they went on the run that they did late last season and made the playoffs and made a historic run over there.
So 2nd and 13 now. It's Pepper at quarterback. In his 5th all-star game. That handoff goes to Wells. Trying to get Wells to bounce outside. Check that. Ray Bentley on the carry. Trying to get Bentley to bounce outside. It brings up 3rd down and long. Taquan Hale on that tackle. Another brilliant season for the King.
Yeah, led the league in sacks, Cam, but that was really a nice play by Hale. He got upfield and contained from getting on the outside, Bentley from getting to the outside, and then crashed down and was able to make the tackle as well.
4 wide on 3rd and long. This is Patterson, and he tried to connect with Liam Hammer, his teammate, on a little slant pattern. Daniel Wright, who's headed to Minnesota next season, swats it away, and the punter tripping there, L.A. Sites, another retired player playing in his final game, will punt it away.
Cam, what I'm noticing, and you are saying that a lot of people are changing locations this offseason. Man, we knew it was going to be an offseason of change, but just to hear all these all-stars that are going to new places next season, man, it's amazing, and I'm looking forward to, 3 weeks from now, the season opens.
That is too soon. I'm not ready as Ellington gets it out to the 19-yard line, and the East will try to set up shop. So the first stop of the game for the East after allowing scores on their first 2 possessions. 10-7 is your score for the West. Shout-outs to Guy Clausen over in Motor City, Daniel Wright, Stephen Hacker, King Rashid, Dan Tritz, Norwood, Jack Walls in the chat. That pass out to Boletsky. Oh, nice move. Boletsky, 3 people miss, in fact, twice, putting Dave Drury in the dirt. Boletsky picks up 7.
Yeah, that's what we're accustomed to seeing from the Bullet. I want to see this East squad open it up a little bit, Cam. Let's go downfield. You have Jack Wigmore and Johnny Pickler back there. You have a great receiving core, and we have yet to call Ivory Irvin's name and a lot of these other great receivers on the East All-Stars.
They're taking a couple deep shots middle. They haven't been open just yet, but Kevin Say continues to impress on the ground game. Gets a first down, the 31-yard line. If the East can pull out the win, he's definitely your early candidate for MVP of this ballgame. End of the first quarter, it's the West All-Stars on top of the East, 10-7. We're back with more action here on SFL YouTube, presented by APM Music, right now.
Yeah, great first quarter by the West right there, Cam. The East looking to answer and get this second quarter off to a nice start.
Along with Mike St. Green, I'm Cameron Irvine here to start the second quarter. It's Pickler out of the shotgun, and a nice throw down the middle to the West 45-yard line. That is Tiberius Bovine with his first catch, and he has not been in an all-star game in quite some time. Pickler delivers for him.
Yeah, Cam, that's what I was wanting to see from the East. These guys have all these weapons, these quarterbacks that are capable of making these throws, and there we see it right there, Bovine down the middle. We saw that all last season, and I wonder if we're going to see that this season, Cam. Bovine is giving up the tight end position and moving the fullback.
Letting Benji Matson take over that top spot. Mac Chima's at the top of the screen now for the East receivers. 7 in the box for the West defense as Pickler fires it outside to Kevin Say, and Say is cut down immediately at the West 44-yard line. Didn't get a chance to see who collected that tackle. May have been Max Jackson who's chatting it up with Kevin Say. Max Jackson in an SFL record 8th All-Star game in his 9th season.
8th All-Star game for Max Jackson, Cam, and it never gets old. I'm pretty sure he's enjoying every minute of being over there in that West locker room with his fellow All-Stars.
Hard to do at the safety position, making all of those All-Star guys. I mean, there's such a ton of, especially now, Mike, with all the slot players and everybody. I mean, King Rashid out of the slot made the All-Star game, made the honors ballot. That just shows you how competitive defensive back can be, and Max Jackson continues to be at the top.
Yeah, and really and truly, Cam, all the positions are tough, to be at the top in this league. There's so much competition. As I mentioned, Marcus Dunhill, 34 touchdown passes and did not make this game. So it's tough all over to make this game in the SFL.
Well, Boletsky did get a pretty nice handoff, but falls 2 yards short of the first down. I want to see Otis Boudreau kick a 54-yarder. I don't know if we're going to get that. We've got the offense on the field on 4th and 2 here for the East with 9 minutes to go in the first half. I think they're going hard count on us, Mike.
Yeah, Cam, it looks like it. I wish we could see Otis. It would kind of it's kind of starting to remind me of what we saw a lot out of the Revolution at this point. Where Boudreau was pretty much the main offense that they had over there this past season.
We'll see if they end up punting it away. Pretty good punter with Marcus Agrippa trying to pin him deep. There's Jacob Clear looking on. Or if they try to bring Boudreau on for a long field goal attempt. It is early in the ball game, and Clear not happy about something. It had to have been something Pickler said, right, Mike?
Well, Cam, it's the All-Star game. Why is he so upset?
Settle down, Jacob. Somebody get him a drink or something. Get him to mellow out. Agrippa skies this one. Well, that thing almost went straight up in the air, actually. Oh, it's a fumble by Morris. It's picked up by the East. Recovered by Jaden Swift at the 10-yard line, and the East has new life.
Yeah, great play right there by the East squad. Jaden Swift right there, Johnny, on the spot to take advantage of that fumble on the return, and has the East set up in the red zone.
Jack Russell forced the fumble for the East, and that sets up a 4 wide receiver empty look here. The East not messing around. This is Wigmore on the pass, catch, and touchdown. Ivory Irvin's first catch of the day goes for 6, and it's a Baltimore to Baltimore connection here at Sports Gamers Online Stadium.
Cam, we've seen a lot of that over the last 3 to 4 seasons of Jack Wigmore to Ivory Irvin. Great pass here on the little the slant route. Touchdown, the East back up on top.
John Barnhart was covering for the Sioux Falls, for the West, Sioux Falls Sparrows secondary, along with Jay Ringgold, part of that unit, record-setting unit, highest turnover differential in league history, also forced the most turnovers. I mean, Sioux Falls was just a pain in your behind. If you were an offensive player, you were on their schedule this season. That extra point for Boudreau is good. It's 14-10. The East have a 4-point advantage with 8:37 to go in the first half. Russell and Swift combining on the big play. Leo Morris has probably been the best special teams player today prior to that fumble. Shocking play there made by Russell. Nice job.
Yeah, Cam, I'm enjoying what we're seeing right now. I mean, 14-10, still early in the second quarter. This is kind of the all-star game I've been waiting to see for a long time now, and I think we may get what we're looking for.
The SFL is partnered with Rare Drop and Rare Drop Sports to advance live events and distribution. Live and in-person championship weekends, rookie drafts, and community events are in the works. Visit raredrop.co for more info on what the company does in the gaming community, and follow Rare Drop Sports at Twitch at twitch.tv/rdsports. It's a gorgeous 82-degree day here in Baltimore. This is a deep shot down the field from Pickler. First down to the 43-yard line of the West, and slow to get up. That's Kendra Hall making her second all-star appearance.
But let's not give Pickler any credit for something that he didn't do. That was actually Pepper
yeah,
with that pass and hitting Kendra Hall. I think that's her first catch of the day. Man, leaving Vancouver, that we won't see that combination again. We wouldn't have saw it again this season anyway. Kendra moving over to the Canton Classics.
Did I say Pickler? I got Johnny on the mind, I guess.
Well, you said Pickler.
First and 10 at the 43. Almost immediately, Hendershot is in the backfield on Ezekiel Love. Lucky that was only marked as a 1-yard loss. Also in the vicinity was David Tilley, who's going to Arizona. I think one of the most underrated signings of free agency, leaving Queen City. Tilley has had a phenomenal last couple of seasons in his second All-Star game. Second down and 11. Pepper fires it outside. That's hauled in by Keel. 5-yard pickup, runs into Chima. 3rd and 6 coming up.
Yeah, nice little out route there for Keel. He's been really the main target for the West here in this first half. He's been making a lot of nice plays, and Pepper's really been doing a good job of finding him.
7.5 to go in the first half of play here at the SFL Season 18 All-Star Game. West 10, East 14. This has been a very compelling first half of football. As Pepper's going long, it is caught by DR Sim down to the East 22-yard line. A combo tackle at the end of the play by Jack Russell and King Rashid. But DR Sim is loose, and all of the West weapons are starting to get involved now on a nice little corner route deep.
Yeah, that's one of Sim's favorite routes to run, Cam, that little corner route. He seems to get open on that quite a bit. And, man, I just love the fact that it's a lot of Houston players making plays in this game. I'm sorry, I can't help but point that out.
Patterson is under center here, now trips off to the left side. We've seen a lot of Pepper on this drive, but Patterson seems to be coming in red zone situations. The handoff goes to Love. Looked like he had some space. These East linebackers are not messing around. That's Eric Hammer in his first All-Star game. Hammer had an incredible season going over to Charleston and helping the Predators turn a corner.
Yeah, Eric Hammer had a great season for the Predators this past season, and man, they had a lot of change over there this last offseason, but I'm looking forward to seeing what this Charleston team can do in season 19.
And off to Love, this time able to elude the defense for a while out to the 15. Bring up a 3rd down and short for Love. Love back-to-back seasons of leading the SFL in rushing, back-to-back All-Star appearances. Now Portland just has to figure out how they can build some success around him. 3rd and short, 4 down linemen for the East, but 7 on the line. They hand it off on a trap. That's a 1st down and more. Love to the 5-yard line. Mike Ryan out of Louisiana saves the touchdown, but Love is cooking.
Yeah, these running games are starting to heat up a little bit, Cam. We saw the one big run from Say on the first play of the game, but now we're starting to see a lot of 4- and 5-yard gains coming from Love and Beletsky and players like that. And like as you mentioned, we are not accustomed to seeing it, but these running games are starting to get going.
3 receivers, 2 to the short side left top of the screen. Here for Pepper from the 5-yard line. Pepper in zone, wide open, touchdown. And the West retakes the lead. That pass hauled in by Adam Williams in his final game as Lone Star did some reshuffling. But Williams, again, from Pepper, that's been money all day.
Yeah, they've run that little in route the whole game, Cam. I think this is the third time that we've seen that, and definitely that same combination of Pepper to Williams. Will the East eventually adjust to that or make an adjustment at halftime to that route? But, man, they are having a success with that little crossing route.
Didn't get a chance to run through the East All-Stars in the secondary or at the linebacking core. Some names we haven't mentioned today. Jack Brown out of Charleston in his 5th All-Star game. That extra point is good. Aquana Shine, Clint Hendershot, Eric Hammer. Cree Higgins in his first All-Star game, 4th season in the SFL, also out of Atlanta. It was interesting, Charleston, Carolina, and Atlanta providing all of our linebackers in this game today for the East. Connor Darien, King Rashid, Emmanuel Blackman, Ben Stackenpaper out of Baltimore in his first All-Star game. Those are your corners today. Mike Ryan, Daniel Wright, and at free safety, Jack Russell and John Stamengo are your strong safeties. This is Ellington on the return. East back down. And this is our 3rd lead change already, halfway through the second quarter, and ball's back in East's offense court.
Yeah, Cam, you mentioned Ben Stackenpaper. He's probably on one of the all-name teams in the SFL, man. Love that name, Ben Stackenpaper, since he's come into this league. He's done a great job over there with Baltimore, and I'm pretty sure he's happy being over there in Baltimore. He's got a couple of rings under his belt now.
First down here for Wigmore, and speaking of plenty of rings, the East, that pass is hauled in and practicing the roll. B.E. Robo gets 5 to the 28-yard line. B. Robo, we need him at the schools, teaching stop, drop, and roll. That was well executed.
Yeah, nice little catch there by B. Robo, and he left and went somewhere this offseason, Cam. I'm drawing a blank.
No, Lone Star, yeah?
Yeah.
I think so. Wigmore outside, and Collier not able to get a first down, so 3rd down and short. Robo went over with Garrison Blue to the Lone Star glory, as Lone Star and Louisiana continue their shufflings. They'll meet in week 3. Those two can't seem to leave each other alone.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting matchup. That's really turning into a heated rivalry in the league, Cam, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these guys match up this season.
3rd and short at the 30. This is Pickler, and converting the first down to the 40-yard line, a 10-yard pickup, a little bit out in front of the intended receiver, but I believe that's Ellington able to haul it in. Made some big strides in Jacksonville, as did the Kings. I'm not sure that everyone was ready for Jacksonville to bounce back as quickly as they did. It'll be interesting to see what they do this season.
Yeah, they did a nice bounce back job, and Kingston Ellington was a big part of that, man. He really had a breakout season this last season.
2 in the backfield handoff, and unfortunately for Kevin Say, kind of spun back inside, turned his back against the lane. That is Josh Farnsey on the stop out of Vancouver.
They've done a really good job of bottling Say up after that first drive, and the East, they're kind of struggling on the ground right now.
Wigmore's got 4 wide. They'll try Beletsky this time, and Beletsky's running out of room on the outside. Nice job stringing Beletsky out. Josh Rowe out of Houston made that play, and then Hunter Norwood able to chase him down, cut off the angle, 3rd and 12.
Yeah, Hunter Norwood, his first season over there in Arizona, an all-star again for the Scorpions, making a nice play in containing Beletsky on that run right there.
5 wide on 3rd down and 12 here for the East. It's Pickler, back to pass, going long, deep down the middle. It's picked off. First turnover of the All-Star game, and it's Max Jackson. Who else would it be for the West? And now the All-Stars from across the Mississippi are in business.
Yeah, that's why he's an 8-time All-Star, Cam. Nice play there, playing center field, watching the quarterback's eyes, and making a nice play on the ball and stopping the long pass play from Johnny Pickler.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Patterson's going to start empty, and look at the East out in man coverage here. 5 in the box. Patterson looking for someone to get open, and pass is incomplete. Jack Russell, nice job defending center field. Just because it's the SFL offseason doesn't mean team content creators aren't still pumping out great content around the league. Catch SFL Nights with AJ Stryker. Say it with your chest. Netma, and of course the show all about the minors, fights, and insights. To check out archive versions of community shows, visit simulationfl.net and click the logo of your favorite from SFL Entertainment on the homepage. And speaking of fights and insights, the Prospect Bowl coming up on Wednesday. Mike, the best of the best minor leaguers is voted on by the community. Will take the field over at twitch.tv/AxelRavenSFL. That pass knocked away by Jack Brown. A flurry of activity on the field and off it here in the SFL this week.
Yeah, that was a great play by Jack Brown, but that play before by Jack Russell, man, that was a nice play on the ball. He made the hit and a play on the ball without getting a PI on that play, and the Knights saw a lot of that out of him last season. He was a huge part of that defensive success over there.
Pepper back in for the West, 3rd down and 10, 2:39 to go in the first half. Pepper airing it out, and the pass is caught. Mike Ryan with the big hit, but Kendra Hall takes advantage. 1st and 10 at the East 45-yard line.
Man, Tom Pepper is really going out with a bang today, Cam. He's been on the money on every single pass play. You see Kendra Hall stretching out right there to haul that one in, took the hit, and the West are in business.
See what you did there. 1st down of the 45. Maybe you didn't even see it. Hall.
I just say things, Cam, and like they seem to turn out right most of the time.
1st and 10 at the East 45. Sidearm throw actually hit the receiver in the helmet. That was Keel. I don't think he was ready for the football, as Eric Hammer was in coverage and heavy traffic.
Yeah, Cam, that looked like that may have surprised Keel right there. That came out at a different angle. That's something we're not accustomed to seeing out of Tom Pepper. And that surprised us all, and definitely surprised Logan Keel on that pass play.
2nd and 10 at the East 45-yard line. 2 in the backfield now as the West tries to tighten things up. They'll actually flip it outside. The East has it well covered. Love makes the man miss. An offensive lineman ran clear out of bounds, and the 2-minute warning has saved him from persecution. 17-14. West leads the East. You're watching the SFL All-Star Game right here on YouTube. We are so popular now, Mike St. Green, that we have to deal with spam in the chat. That's how you know you've made it.
Well, Cam, I'm not going to let that offensive lineman make it. He went out
Catch
there.
a number on that?
I think it was 77. Well, man, an interception on the play.
Pass picked by Emmanuel Blackman on Tom Pepper. So back-to-back interceptions. The West can't do anything with the turnover. This was a tight throw. I thought this was going to be complete there for a second. Nice job by Blackman undercutting the route, looking for Sim.
Yeah, just a great job by Emmanuel Blackman right there, making a play on the ball, cutting Sim off of his route, knocking him off that route, and making a play. And the East stopping a nice drive by the West, and we can see what they can do with under 2 minutes here.
Kevin Say's average still pretty good, most of it on that first play of the game. But 5 carries for 83 yards for Say in the first half. He's going to get a 6. He's got some room on the outside. Tremendous closing speed by that defender. It's a 5-yard pickup. Say slow to get up. I did not catch a number on that player.
That may have been a Horrell on that play, Cam. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, David
great
Horrell,
play.
right.
Yeah, great play by Horrell because I thought Say was off to the races again.
David Horrell, an unbelievable season in Houston. Seattle building their inaugural campaign around him and a few other All-Stars that they have poached from other teams. Wigmore is sacked. Back at the 18-yard line, Alex Constantine comes flying in out of nowhere. And maybe flying is not the right word, Mike, but he sure did get there in a hurry.
Yeah, Alex Constantine with a nice play. Yeah, 6'5", 310. I don't know how much he flew on that play, but yeah, it looks like that was a coverage sack, but a great stunt by that defensive line to get him open and to come up with the sack.
I mean, airplanes weigh more than 310 pounds, so I guess it's possible. As Pickler fires down the field, it's caught. Open receiver to midfield. Timeout for the East. They have 1 remaining. That pass hauled in by Mac Chima. The first of the day for Mac, and Pickler connecting with an old foe.
Yeah, I really love the East's ability to go downfield and connect with these great receivers that they do have. Mac Chima with his first catch on the night, and as you mentioned, old North Division foe of Johnny Pickles, and definitely a thorn in the Knights' side. But they have a nice combination right there of Pickler to Chima.
So the East has a chance to get some points on the board here before the half. Just one timeout, though, with 48 seconds left. They're going to hand it off to Say. That's dangerous, a 2-yard pickup. Do they have another play? Potentially a pass out of this formation. This is not ideal for the East. 35 seconds to go. They do have a pass. It's Pickler to Say. Outside, looking for out of bounds. And an excellent job on the outside, cleaning up that play and making the tackle. Now a long run to get back to the line, as that was Dave Drury with that stop. 18 seconds to go. Got to hurry up and get into Boudreaux field goal range. This might be the last play of the half. They're going to run it to Say. Say's got a first down and more inside the 35, and a timeout for the East. They will get into Boudreaux field goal range to try to tie the game before the half.
I would have liked to have seen a timeout before that play, Cam, but that was a nice job by the East. Kevin Say makes a nice run, gets these guys in field goal range, and now we've got a chance to see the special teams player of the year, see if he can come through and tie this game up going into the half.
We see in the SFL all the time, Mike, you see these no huddles go awry. The East did a nice job there. They could have easily just had run plays out of that formation, but just that little change-up allowed them to mix up those last few plays and at least give themselves a shot at 3 points. This is a 51-yarder from Boudreaux, and that field goal is money. Hits the back of the net with 4 seconds to go in the first half, and we are tied at 17.
Cam, I love a lot of offense, but I did not want to leave this game without seeing the Otis Boudreaux field goal. I really enjoyed it. He's the only kicker in the league that I really enjoy making kicks. It's great 51-yarder by Boudreaux. He was spectacular all season long. He set the record for most field goals made in an SFL season. So great to see him performing well here in the All-Star game here tonight.
Morris on the return. Another great return, but it is going to end the first half. That, Mike, may have been the most entertaining half of football in SFL All-Star Game history. That was a lot of fun.
I thought I left you speechless there for a second, Cam, but great first half, 17-17. We're right back where we started, but we've seen great plays all over the field in this first half, and I'm looking forward to see what the second half is going to bring.
You're going to have to try harder than that if you want to leave me speechless. Look at the balance from the East. 104 on the through the air, 105 on the ground. Doesn't get better than that. The West had that fumble on the punt return that set up the East in great field position. That gave Mac Chima a touchdown. But this was the play of the half. What a terrific run from Kevin Say on the first play of the game.
Yeah, definitely the play of the half. Spin move and broke a tackle and took it all the way to the house. 94 yards in the first half of the game for Kevin Say. I really thought the West had done a little bit better on the ground than what the stats showed right there. They only have about 15 yards rushing, but they've done a fantastic job between Scar Patterson and Tom Pepper of making plays downfield. Great throw right here to Logan Keel. He was stopped short of the goal line, but the West have been very good through the air.
Adam Williams, 35 receiving yards and a touchdown. Ezekiel Love, 20 receiving yards and a touchdown are your leading receivers. How about Max Jackson? 8 solo tackles in the first half. Mike Ryan with 4. That's really tough to do if you're Jackson, Constantine, and Tanner each have a sack. Pepper and Patterson each have a touchdown, but Tom Pepper, nearly 200 passing yards in that first half for the West, and both Boudreaux and Black have a field goal made as well.
Yeah, Tom Pepper's had a great first half, Cam. He's hit Williams on a couple of great passes, including a touchdown. As we just saw a few seconds ago, he hit DR Sim. He's hit Keel. They've done a very good job of spreading it around. And the West was basically on a nice drive there until that one pick at the end there by Blackman. And then we see how they capped that drive off with the 51-yarder from Boudreaux, and we're tied at the half.
SFL YouTube is not done after the All-Star game tonight. This segues into the SFLM semifinals. The 5-3 Albuquerque Adams, winners of 5 in a row, will head to Annapolis and take on the Navigators, who are also 5-3. And of course, Randy Squarebush is terrific down there in the minors. Albuquerque going to have to put a stop to him. And then also at 9 p.m. Eastern, you've got the Ottawa Cavalry getting in on the last game of the playoffs thanks to a Lexington loss. They will take on the 7-1 San Jose Flight, who had their unbeaten season destroyed last week in a blowout loss to the Adams. San Jose and Ottawa played a really entertaining game just 2 weeks ago. Eddie Gage and I were on that call, and San Jose escaped 22-19. Should be great having 2 playoff games simultaneously, Mike, coming up next.
Yeah, Cam. Well, I'll be tuned into the Albuquerque and Annapolis game. I mean, I'm a alum of the Albuquerque Adams, so I'll be looking forward to seeing what they're going to do tonight. And great spin move and run by Love right there. And Cam, is this going to be Squarebush's last season in the minors? He's been down there like 17 seasons or something, right?
It does look like it, as he has the full starting position there in Louisiana. Higgins on that last tackle. Good run by Love to pick up 6 yards. But yeah, it looks like Squarebush is done down there unless Louisiana surprises us and takes another running back. Even though I think he's moving on to bigger and better things as Love gets another handoff. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3. Hendershot on the stop.
Yeah, great stop by Hendershot. As I mentioned earlier, led the league in tackles last season, and he's had a great All-Star game so far.
A 111 rating for Tom Peppers. Possibly final game, at least final game for a while, as that 3rd and 3 run not going to get it done. G.P. Wells has been really wrapped up tonight. Taquan Hale with another stop in the backfield, and the West is going to start the second half of the punt.
Yeah, nice play by Taquan Hill right there. And yeah, GP, don't worry about it. Save your legs, man. You have 3 weeks to get ready.
Houston taking on San Diego. Scar Patterson, Gunnar Lewis, Liam Hammer, Pete Mitchell. Oh, that is nearly blocked. We've seen a couple of close ones. Those San Diego Mavericks on this West squad as Ellington gets it up to the 34-yard line. There's Max Jackson again on a stop. He's everywhere. I mean, just a sensational career. Eddie would tell you for the 55th time that it's because Jackson never takes a pay cut, but I think we're all over that.
Yeah, well, I think we're over it, Cam. But whatever he's doing is well earned. He's really put his stamp all over this All-Star game so far.
3 in the backfield now. Johnny Pickler starts the drive for the East. The West jumps offside for the second time, and Kevin Say picks up a few. And we'll look at Jackson. See who jumped offside.
Neutral zone infraction, number 55, defense.
Jaden Taylor in the chat. His teammate jumped offside. That's Alex Perez. But Jaden Taylor, a rookie out of Portland, in the chat. Shocked he made it to the game. He's so grateful. 2nd round pick out of Portland.
Yeah, Cam, it's definitely good to see rookies in this game. It also means that's his first trip to the All-Star game. Last season, made my first trip to the All-Star game. And then one of the coolest things that people don't know is about the All-Star game, you get your own All-Star locker room. So it's good to interact with these guys that, you typically don't interact with, and share a locker room with these guys. And you build a camaraderie, East against West. And it was just a fun time to get together with all the superstars of the league. Oh yeah, we've definitely called Max's name more than anybody's name we've called all night long. And I was going to point out, Cam, it looked like both offenses have gone kind of conservative here to start the second half, and I see why, because you have defenders like Max Jackson out there knocking down passes. And Cam, unlike the lineman for the West, Butch Minner went out there and made a nice block on that play to spring Say to pick up a nice 5 yards on that play.
Sorry for the technical difficulties on my microphone. I have reset some things. Thanks for letting me know in the chat. Kevin Say breaks through a tackle and gets to the 33-yard line. And another terrific run from Kevin Say with under 8 to go in the third.
Yeah, Kevin Say looking like the worst workhorse that he is over there for the DC Dragons. He's starting to heat up a little bit in the second half, and maybe the defense is tiring out a little bit, and Kevin Say, he's kicking into gear.
7:45 to go in the third quarter. Johnny Pickler, Jack Wigmore leading the East troops down the field. Handoff. Goes to Boletsky, picks up 2 to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, nice little run there by Boletsky. Tough yardage in there. Dan Tritz got hands on him early. He broke the tackle, but he was finished off by the rest of the defense.
I don't even know how I got muted, Mike. Right in the middle of the third quarter. It's live programming technology. I'm not sure. That's a weird one. 2nd down and 8 at the 31. Wigmore fires it outside. That is a dart to Ivory Irvin, his teammate, out of the West 14-yard line. Irvin has caught both of his passes today from Wigmore, and the East is in the red zone.
Yeah, nice little pitch and catch right there. Wigmore zips it in on the little out route, and the East is set up in business and looking to go ahead in this ball game in the third quarter.
Ball at about the 14. Go ahead, Mike.
I would like to see my ex-teammate Vin Callier make a play, Cam. I want to hear Vin's name called.
Chima's in the game right now, bottom of the screen. Collier and Say in the backfield. Kevin Say breaks off a tackle, pushing forward. Say picks up 7 to the 8-yard line. 10 carries, 117 yards in this one. Kevin Say, a show stealer tonight.
Yeah, Kevin Say is a huge reason why the DC Dragons are a tough matchup in this league week in and week out. You have to game plan for this guy. He's going to pound the rock at you on the inside, and he can also make plays in the passing game.
Stepping up, Pickler, end zone, out of bounds. Kingston Ellington was the intended target, and wow, that's a close call.
Yeah, Cam, I want to see if we can get another look at that. I think he may have possibly snuck a foot in on that one. Let's see if the West going to challenge here.
Wow, I'm surprised. No challenge out of clear in the East. They may like their third down play. Save the timeout in a close game in the second half. Pickler's still in. Say in the backfield with Collier. Handoff, Kevin. Gets a block from Collier, but too much West defense. Jeff Duffy snuffs it out and forces a 4th down.
Yeah, great job by that West defensive line. They got Kevin Say going east and west instead of north and south. I thought it was a good play to give it to him there because he's been having success on this drive. But let's see if they can cash in with 3 with Boudreaux.
Chip shot from 24. Pickler's your holder. We've seen a bunch of close blocks tonight with all those stars out there playing special teams. That one pretty clean. Boudreaux's kick is good. It's 20-17. The East retake the lead. Remember, they were trailing 17-14. Got the 3 points just before the half. And here halfway through the third quarter, put in 3 more. Esports TV is partnered with the SFL to bring sim football to millions of homes over the next 2 years. ESTV is the world's first 24/7 live linear and video on-demand esports channel, available everywhere through your smart TV, on your phone, through Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and more. Visit ESTV.co to learn more about its programming and to find all the ways you can catch the SFL action on the network. Morris wrapped up by Shine at the 22-yard line. 5:41 to go in the third. East lead by 3.
Cam, you know you're going to have a tough time on special teams when a Hall of Famer like Aquana Shine is on special teams coming down making tackles on you. You know, there's no yards to be found for the return guys right now.
Shine's 6th All-Star game. That leads the East. Only Max Jackson and DR Sim of the West have more appearances. 1st and 10 of the 22. Patterson wide open. Kendra Hall. I mean, there was nobody around her. Jay Hayden, the head coach of the West, likes that. Hall's got a first down of the 36, pick up a 13.
Yeah, I really like that opening play from the West, Cam. They came out conservative in that first drive, running the ball 3 straight times. But, man, you have a weapon like Scar Patterson back there. This guy could really sling it around. A great job of finding Kendra Hall on that out route.
Hayden has been tapped to call the championship game with Ethan Muslin, but that's a pair from Annapolis. So if Annapolis wins, we won't get to hear them in the title game, as we'll have to find another crew. However, should be worth noting that Jay Hayden's had a pretty impressive first few games down in SFLM. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to hear his smooth play calling, Mike, but always good to see the next up-and-coming broadcasters in the SFLM. You'll hear some more tonight in the playoffs as Love picks up nearly a first down.
Yeah, Jay Hayden has done a great job, Cam. I thought I was listening to some SEC analysts, you know, calling the game when I heard Jay the first time, man. Yeah, he has some smooth voice and the melodious tones, you know, so I always love hearing him call the game his first couple games out.
Pepper trying to squeeze that one through a keyhole, and Clint Hendershot, among others, there to knock the football away. I'm not quite sure that was worth the risk.
Yeah, that was trying to squeeze it in there, Cam. But yeah, Hendershot. We mentioned Max Jackson on the west side, but Hendershot, he's made a lot of plays on the east and keeping the west in check.
Hammer's been targeted quite a bit, 3 or 4 times in this game, Mike, but they just have not really been able to connect with him. The East has done a nice job defending. 3 wide now. I haven't seen this look much tonight. Shotgun split backs here.
No, we have not seen this, Cam.
Pepper going to fire it outside. That pass is caught. That's an 8-yard pickup, and what do you know? Liam Hammer, they continue to try to get the Hammer involved, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and short. Connor Darien with the tackle.
Yeah, Connor Darien with a nice tackle, but a good play right there to set these guys up with a 3rd and short. Let's see what they're going to bring out right here.
4:25 to go in the 3rd. It's going to be a Pepper pass, and Love fighting for the sticks. Won't get there. Love punished by Prasad after Stacking Paper first got a hit on him, and that will leave the West 2 yards short on the East 46.
Yeah, tough sledding out there, Cam. These guys, these guys are fast, and these guys know how to pursue. Prasad out there with a great play, and with the help from Stacking Paper, I would have liked to seen the West go downfield a little bit on that little crossing route that we've seen most of the game. That would have been a nice play to try right here in that situation. Yeah,
Adam Williams really quiet in the second half after he did a nice job in the first. That one's going to bounce into the end zone. 3:47 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. The SFL Season 19 Rookie Draft gets underway Saturday, June 25th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on SFL YouTube with the 1st and 2nd rounds. Live war rooms, rookie cams, and all the in-depth analysis you've come to expect from the Simulation Football League's presentation of this one-of-a-kind, once-in-a-lifetime experience. Don't miss the full weekend of SFL draft action coming up this weekend. The handoff goes to Say. He is brutalized by Day Drury after a pickup of 1. And Mike, I think the whole Houston Headhunters organization is going to be in one war room. That will be an SFL first.
Yeah, Cam, we're going to have opportunity of having the entire Houston front office in the same room this weekend for rounds 1 and 2 of the draft, and it should be exciting. First time ever in team history that a team will be able to pull this off, considering we're all pretty much in the same city, the same area. It's going to be an exciting time. We're excited to pull that off, and man, we're excited for the first round. We're looking forward to hopefully landing one of our targets that we're targeting this weekend.
2nd and 9. That pass was knocked away actually by Alex Constantine. Pete Mitchell was also around. Constantine applying some pressure. 3rd and 9 here for the East. They're protecting a 3-point lead. The offenses have tailed off a little bit here in the third, just 3 points. This is a great chance for the West to flip the field. 3rd down and 9. As Wigmore will flip it out to Beletsky. A lot of space on the outside. Beletsky has a 1st down to the 30. Nice job by Wigmore getting it out quick and letting Beletsky do his thing.
Yeah, nice little burst there by the Bullet. I mean, it looked like the play was going to be made, maybe stopped short, but it seemed like he kind of kicked it into another gear right there and actually dipped his shoulder right there. And
Nice.
Yeah, and then Josh Rowe couldn't bring him down in time, but moved the chains for the East.
Surprised we haven't seen a Josh Rowe pick 6 today. That would perfectly encompass season 18 after he broke the record for that. Rowe, a tremendous season in Houston. 1st and 10 at the 30. This is Pickler now. We got a lot of blockers for Say. Gavin, oh, what a play! What a play to only make that a 3-yard pickup. That's David Horrell, quite possibly the best individual defensive play of the afternoon.
Yeah, Cam, that was an excellent play by David Horrell. He 3 blockers out there. He managed to get off of the block, make the tackle, and hold him only to a 3-yard gain. That looked like there was going to be at least a 20-yard gain on that play.
Handoff now, Say, a lot of running room. Gets behind a block. 1st down to the 49, a 16-yard pickup. David Horrell and Max Jackson once there again, but Say is up to a $134 near midfield.
Yeah, another great block right there to spring Say. I think that was, Jack Wall. He sealed that block right there. Great block by the tight end to spring Say with a nice 10-yard run.
John Barnhart was blocked out of that play. There's a look at Ben Callia being spotlighted. He's at the bottom of your screen, 4 wide. Dime 3-2 look here for the West. 1:32 to go in the 3rd quarter. This is Wigmore. Firing it outside to Irvin. They should patent that already. It's an 8-yard gain to the West 43.
Yeah, nice little play, Cam. Everybody spread out wide to the right, ran the rest of the secondary off the route, and then just find Ivory Irvin on a nice little corner and pick up a nice gain on 1st down.
2nd down and 2 at the 43. Wigmore. All kinds of time. Caught by Callia. Breaks the tackle to the 23-yard line. 1st down for the East. The pocket was closing in on Wigmore. Just enough room to get that ball outside.
Yeah, Wigmore took a deep 7-step drop on that play, Cam. All the guys ran deep, and then you see Ben Callia right there. I've been calling for him all game with a nice little deep out. Nice play. Makes his 1st catch of the game. London's on the map.
134 views right now, 44 likes. Smash that like button for us. Helps the YouTube algorithm. And guess what, Mike? We reached 5,000 subscribers earlier this week. Big accomplishment for the SFL's YouTube channel.
Yeah, definitely, Cam. This league is growing by leaps and bounds. I really can't wait to see where it goes in the future.
Say, nice first move. Now 19 yards receiving. But at the end of it, Adam Leach, textbook tackle, corner out of Fort Worth. Fort Worth's another one of those teams, Mike, that wants to put last season behind them. Marcus Dunhill now their quarterback. They've got Jason Williams, J.Z. Bacon again signed under contract. I think they may want to get Bacon a little bit more involved the season he's having down in San Jose, trying to win a championship. That's Beletsky getting it to the 16-yard line and into the red zone. Achilles Papatonis with the stop, and that is the end of the 3rd quarter. The East is knocking on the door. They have a 3-point lead and have shut the West out in the 2nd half. You're watching the SFL Season 18 All-Star Game presented by APM Music on YouTube. Glenwood Edwards in the chat says, "This is freaking awesome." You know what, Glenwood? You're freaking awesome. And if you want more information about the SFL, you can visit us at simulationfl.net. Hit that Create a Player button for details. 3rd and 3 at the 16. Wigmore into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Almost fell right into the hands of Ivory Irvin, who was laying on the ground. Good job by the defender to stay on top of him and make sure that Irvin couldn't make that catch. Fourth down coming up.
Yeah, Cam, that's really kind of the first forced pass that we've seen from Wigmore all game long. He wanted to force it in there to Irving, but it looked like he may have had Chima out there to his right, but he wanted to try to force it in there and get Irving some more numbers, but we're going to see another Boudreaux field goal attempt, it looks like.
I think it actually hit Irvin in the head on the way down, and that was Pete Mitchell, who not only gets the deflection, but stays on top of Irvin to make sure that Ivory could not get his second touchdown of the night. And that'll keep it a one-score game. The West defense tightening up in the red zone for the second consecutive drive. Boudreaux out to attempt a 32-yard chip shot. He's at a 24-yarder, a 51, now a 32. Boudreaux trying to join Anthony Cece as the only kicker to ever win MVP in an All-Star game. Cece was 6 for 6, Mike, when the East defeated the West in Season 15's game, 18-16, in a game that featured just one touchdown. We've had a much more entertaining offensive showcase tonight.
Yeah, that was a great game by CC, automatic as they used to call him. But with all due respect to Otis Boudreaux, Cam, I don't think he's going to have to worry about it this game. If the East wins this game, Kevin Say has put his mark all over this game. I would look forward to be Kevin Say at this point.
On the return from the goal line, Morris did have the one fumble. That's really kind of the difference in this game right now, Mike, because it gave the East kind of a cheap touchdown. They scored on the next play. And when you think about it, the East have had a couple of cheap touchdowns. The Kevin Say run on the first play of the game, and then that quick one. Without those two plays, the West would be in control right now.
Yeah, Cam, actually, that play did make a difference. And Morris, he hasn't done a bad job returning the ball. I mean, it's been tough sledding, but but that turnover has really cost the West All-Stars.
Pepper fires it outside. That pass hauled in by Hammer. It's a second grab. Pepper's up to 205, but remember, he was at 190 at halftime, St. Green. The East have really done a much better job on the West passing game in the second half.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job of slowing these guys down. We haven't seen a lot of the pass plays that we saw in the first quarter. They've slowed Pepper, slowed him down pretty good, and we haven't seen a lot of Scar Patterson in the second half either, Cam.
No, we have not. 2nd and 3. Pepper again. And he looks down the middle of the field. One-handed catch. Logan Keel continues the best season of his career, is 7th in the SFL. What a snag.
Yeah, nice one-handed catch by Logan Keel. As we've mentioned, some of the other stars that's putting their stamp on this game. Logan Keel is starting to make a name for himself in this game as well, Cam. And, man, I don't remember Logan Keel being that big last season. Has he been eating in off-season, Cam?
I don't know. I think we've all been eating in the offseason. I know I have. 1st and 10 at the 48. Pepper, deep drop, and he fires long. It's knocked away and incomplete. Mike Ryan gets a cheap shot in at the end of it on Williams. Says, hey, from a Louisiana player to a Lone Star player. What's up? 2nd down.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that out of Mike Ryan last season. 11 games in a row, Cam, with an interception last season, and he definitely earned his way into his All-Star game. It's good to see him make a play tonight.
One of the best games of last season was that Louisiana-Florida game. So much defense. Mike Ryan was a part of it. A missed extra point, or a blocked extra point, rather. The difference is Patterson finds a little crossing route, picks up 8. Louisiana won that game 20-19. They'll play twice this season, including in Week 1. Gunnar Lewis with that catch, as Louisiana and Florida are now new division rivals. But there's that little crosser you were talking about, Mike, that the West has gone back to.
Yeah, that was a nice little rub route right there, and I think that's the first time we've heard from Gunnar Lewis today. So good combination there from two guys that are accustomed to seeing one another.
3rd and 2, Pepper's pass. I think he missed an opportunity for Hammer. Was trying to hit Ray Bentley out of the backfield. This is a pretty difficult decision. 4th and 2 at the East 45, down 6.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Zastel Black has that kind of leg, Cam, so we're going to see him probably punt right here and try to pin the East deep and see if they can take advantage of some field position.
This West offense still getting blanked in the second half, really putting a lot of pressure on Max Jackson and the rest of that defense. Low snap. This angle to the near corner fair catch called for. Not a bad punt. 4.3 hang time at the 13-yard line, so a long way to go for the East. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. 9:20 to go in the fourth. 3 in the backfield. Oh, my goodness. Kevin Say took a lick. 135 yards on 14 carries. That's Drury on the stop. And, Mike, before we get any further into this fourth quarter, we've got the 2022 Hall of Fame class to announce. Congratulations to running back Reggie Streeter, running back Jared McChesney, free safety Jeffrey Daggs, wide receiver Boo Chisholm, and Rich Pratchard, Marcus Dunhill, and Colin Northrup for their contributions to the SFL, your 2022 Hall of Fame class. As Kevin Say, hoping to join them one day. A hop, skip, and a jump to a first down to the 25-yard line. Colston once again having words with Say as the East gets a very important first down.
Yeah, great run by Kevin Say. Yeah, he's definitely making his presence felt for as putting me on that Hall of Fame watch list from the things that he's done the first couple of seasons in the league. Cam, and let's point out another great block out there by Butch Minner. His last game on the offensive side of the ball, Cam, he's switching to the defensive side this offseason.
High formation for Wigmore, flips it out to Boletsky. What a move from the MVP. Breaks the tackle, 44-yard line. Oh my goodness, Bullet Boletsky, the East running backs, the difference makers this afternoon in Baltimore.
Yeah, these East running backs are starting to show what they are made of in this second half, and especially late in this game. They're looking to put it away. Bullet Boletsky showing what we saw all of last season and even a couple of seasons before that, and he's showing you why he's the MVP of this league right now.
Under 8 to go. The West needs a turnover. They have to get a stop. They've now lost field position again as Pickler fires it out to Say. Say is leveled for a loss of 1 yard. Nice job by David Horrell on the stop. Back to the Hall of Famers. Reggie Streeter, Jared McChesney no longer in the league, but they are top 10 rushers, and you could argue two of the most influential players at their position. Reggie Streeter, of course, holds the SFL record for the single-game rushing mark. Tremendous accomplishment when he was in London, and, of course, had an MVP season in Louisiana as well when they made the semis for the first time. That pass is hauled in by Kalia for a first down to the West 46. Jared McChesney, arguably the most dominant power back in league history, got Denver a couple of titles. Jeffrey Daggs continues to be a staple in Mexico City, and Boo Chisholm continues to climb the ranks as receiver. Chisholm is actually only the second wide receiver to make it in the Hall, joining DR Sim. I found that shocking when I was looking that up a couple days ago, Mike.
Yeah, Cam, first of all, yeah, congratulations to all of the Hall of Famers, but to hear that Boo Chisholm only being the second wide receiver to make the Hall of Fame is really, surprising, but congratulations to him. It's well-deserved and probably a little bit overdue. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more wide receivers, make their way into the Hall of Fame, because it's definitely some deserving ones out there that's more than capable of being Hall of Famers at the present time.
Chisholm, Daggs, Northrup, and Dunhill will be there to be honored at the convention this year. Pickler and the rest of this East offense is grilling the West, but that's actually ruled out of bounds. Papatonis applying some pressure on Pickler, but the West defense is fading fast as they're potentially out of this here with an East touchdown.
Wow, Cam, are we going to see? Oh, yeah, I was going to say, are we going to see a challenge on that one? That was a great pass and catch from Pickler to Ellington, and a great job of the offensive line. They picked up the blitz on that play to give them just enough time to complete it. I think they're going to reverse this one.
Let's take a look. Jacob Clear, Jay Hayden looking on. When did he have control, Mike? I think that's the question. 1 foot in, did he have the ball?
After review, the pass has been ruled complete.
And he did have control, and the East
overturned.
Wins a challenge, and that's more bad news for the West, who, I mean, remember, it was 17-14 just before the first half, and the East ended up in a 3-back set and their no-huddle offense ends up netting 3 points, and the West hasn't been the same.
Yeah, the West is you have to recover from that 3 points before the half, and then a little 2-minute drive that the East put together. Let's see if they can turn some things around here.
1st and 10 of the 17, and Boletsky right up the middle. Picks up a solid 4 yards. KT Horrell on the stop. One of 4 women in the All-Star game today. Olivia Bleeker, KT Horrell, Rochelle Colston, and Kendra Hall.
Yeah, that West defense is starting to look a little winded right now, Cam. They are struggling right now.
2nd and 6 of the 13. And this time it takes a couple of players to bring down Say. It's Say's average. I mean, arguably the best performance in an All-Star game by a running back. A $148 for Kevin, and Bullett's been pretty good too.
Yeah, both of these backs from the East have been great. As we just talked about, the Hall of Famer Jared McChesney, he had a great All-Star games a couple seasons ago, but yeah, Kevin Say, he's eclipsing that right now.
3rd down and 4, handoff, cannot move the chains. So at least the West, as Norwood stops Say in his tracks, will hold to a field goal, keep it a 9-point game. So in the event they have to kick a field goal, they're still not totally out of it. Under 5 to play.
Sorry, Cam. Yeah, it's Hunter Norwood in his first All-Star game out west. He's done a good job today. He's made a couple of plays.
5th overall, but spent many a season in the East. The East has kind of run things, and Mike, it's kind of like America in a way. Everything started East, and the SFL is still trying to shift West. A lot of new teams, a lot of new players, new faces out West, more so than the East, who have some established teams and veterans. You can see it on the roster, and you can see it in the All-Star games over the last 2.5 years.
Yeah, you've definitely seen a lot of stars come into this league, and as you mentioned, a lot of things are shifting out west. We've seen a couple of new teams out there: Seattle, Portland, San Diego. You know, LA moved out west from Chicago, so yeah, the footprint out west is definitely starting to take shape, and looking forward to many seasons out there to come in the SFL. One thing I wanted to point out real quick about Boudreaux, Cam, have you noticed every time he kicks, no matter where it's from, the ball tends to finish way at the top of the net?
Yeah, he's pretty darn good. I thought you were going to tell me he had a gesture to the crowd or something personality-wise that he was doing out there, but no, yeah, he's just a pretty good kicker.
A nice little play right there.
Yeah, 6-yard pickup there. No huddle now quickly with Scar Patterson. Patterson is picked up and thrown down, seemingly out of nowhere. That's Luther Gond out of Louisiana with the stop now going to Fort Worth. 3rd down and 7, passes intercepted. What a play, ripped it right away from the receiver. Keel was the intended target, and that pass picked off by John Stamango, and the East now in full control.
Yeah, that was a great play right there, Cam. That looked like that was all but in the receiver's hands, and Stamango just comes in and takes it away from him, and it looks like the East are going to probably be able to salt this game away right now.
It was almost like, didn't it look like, Mike, that Stamango was ready for that crossing route? I mean, the West has been trying to beat him on that all day, on that inside, just up and in, and Stamango all over it as Boletsky gets another 6 yards. This West defense is gassed.
Yeah, the West defense looks like they're running out of gas, and that East defense, they seem to have made adjustments in the second half. As you mentioned, they've shut the West down, shut them out in the second half, and they've seemed to make the most adjustments, and definitely made adjustment to that little crossing route, because we haven't seen it open in the second half pretty much at all.
4-3 look out of the West defense, 3 in the backfield. Now the East ticking away some clock. Handoff to Say. Nice job to make the first man miss. And there's David Horrell again. 6 solo tackles. David Horrell quickly catching Max Jackson here in the second half, trying to will his Western teammates to a comeback win. And I suppose if they can force a Boudreaux field goal again, it keeps the game interesting with under 14 points of a difference.
Yeah, it'll keep it close, Cam, but it's going to make it tough with the time on the clock that's left right now, especially if they get a first down right here. The East will have a chance to pretty much run this thing out.
3rd and 3, Say out of the backfield. 3:05 to go in the 4th. Handoff. Kevin cannot get the first down. Rochelle Colston again on Kevin Say. That may be the most entertaining one-on-one matchup we have seen today. And not much for Rochelle to say there, except tap her teammates' heads on the back, get off the field, and hope the West offense can find a spark.
Yeah, I think Say kind of did them a favor on that play, Cam. Looked like that he had a hole there to the left, but he decided to cut to the right, missed the hole, and then Rochelle Colston, fielded in nicely, come up with a big hit.
Still all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning for the West, but this will be 15 consecutive points for the East since they trailed 17-14. And hey, what do you know, Mike? That ball's at the back of the net, top of the net for Otis Boudreau. He's now got 5 field goals, and it's 29-17.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all, Cam. Have probably the strongest leg in the league right now. Man, that ball's at the top of the uprights, and that's from 30-plus yards away. So Boudreau definitely a strong leg, and man, I can't wait to see if Louisiana probably doesn't want him to top what he did last season with 30-plus field goals, but because they probably want a little bit more offense out of that team from other players, but you can't complain. These guys made it to the conference finals. The semifinals. They were one step away from the championship game. How can you complain about what they were able to accomplish?
Friday, June 25th, right here on SFL YouTube. The 5th SFLM season culminates in the league's championship at 7 p.m. Eastern. Albuquerque is hunting a second, while 2-time winner Madison and Season 3 champ Salt Lake are sitting at home. Will a new champion join the list of legendary players and moments in the minors? Find out Friday, June 25th. Right here on YouTube, this is the West's last stand. They're down 12 with 2:14 to go. Onside kicks could get crazy with all the stars on the field. That is a deep shot. Oh, had an open man, and Mike Ryan stole it from Liam Hammer. Unbelievable play.
Great play from Mike Ryan, Cam. He saved a touchdown right there. Liam Hammer's definitely, when it's time to try to hit a home run, he's definitely the player that you try to go to, as Pepper went to him there. But great play, stopped the West from getting on the board and making this game interesting.
2nd and 10 now for the West. Coming up in 30 minutes, your SFLM semifinals, Ottawa, San Jose, Annapolis, Albuquerque. Here on YouTube, too. Don't go anywhere. This pass outside. Ezekiel Love cut back inside. I don't know what he was thinking there, but it does take us to the 2-minute warning. Not a lot of harm and foul there. 2 minutes to go. West on the ropes after they led by 3 late in the second quarter. All East in the second half. You're watching the SFL Season 18 All-Star Game presented by APN Music on YouTube. Will the West win the prospect goal? Good point by Christian Bachagalupi in the chat. That pass is caught to the 40. That's DR Sim. Quickly up the field. We've seen the West get some deep shots in. We know that they have the ability. They got to push it now. 3 timeouts. Outside, GP Wells can't get out of bounds. 4-yard gain.
Yeah, Cam, I don't know if that's going to get it done right now. The East, they seem to be dropping back in coverage and keeping everything in front of them. They're going to need something more than a out route right now.
Pepper caught. First down to the 44-yard line of the East. A pass hauled in by Hammer. Wells is in the backfield. 1:20 to go. West has got to get chunks of yards and stop the clock. They're running everything short now, and probably could have done with dropping that one. Sim over the middle, 1:08 to play.
Yeah, the West, they have to hurry right here, Cam.
And they got nothing else, although the pass is caught by Hall at the 20-yard line. Timeout for the West. 55 seconds to go. And
those slants are working, Cam. It's just not picking up enough right now.
Yeah, they are. That time they were well covered, though, and Wells spins back in bounds, and they finally do call a timeout. A devastating mistake there for GP. So 44 seconds left. If they score in the next couple of plays, it's not all bad. But at this point, calling that timeout means if you don't recover the onside kick, the game is over.
Yeah, don't worry about it, GP. You made a mental mistake right there, but you'll learn from that and be ready for week 1 in a couple weeks.
4 wide. Dime look out of the east. Second down and 7. Quick throw in the middle inside the 10. Down to the 5. That's Sim again. First down. They really got to score on this play right here to have a shot.
Timeout right there, Cam.
Yeah, they could have called one there too. 30 seconds to go. Pass outside. Wells stepped out of bounds with 28 seconds to go. It has not been Wells' day. I'm trying to that's been Tom Pepper most of this series, if not all of this series, under center, and I think he's still out there with 28 seconds to go.
Yeah, that was Wells was wide open out there. I think Pepper may have led him a little bit too far to the sidelines. It was kind of going to be a tough adjustment for GP on that play. Let's see what happens here on 2nd and goal.
Now Patterson's going to step in out of the shotgun. Scar Patterson's got 1 touchdown today, and he's got not a second one. Love is cracked down at the 1-yard line. Connor Darien shuts it down, and the West is forced to use another timeout.
Man, this East defense, they really stepped up and made plays when they needed to be made in this game. Cam, Ezekiel Love, he would typically break a tackle like that and get into the end zone. But we haven't seen a lot of Love come to speak of it in the second half either.
3rd and goal at the 1. Pepper back in. A lot of cushion at the bottom of the screen. There on that receiver. Trips to the left. Pepper to throw on 3rd and goal. Pepper in trouble. Fumble the ball. He dropped in the east. Recovers it. How often do you see that? Fumble recovered by Jaden Swift. His 2nd fumble recovery of the game. That may be an SFL record.
Yeah, so many signature plays in this game.
Oh, he forced it too.
Yeah, that looked like that was 94, Cam. That came over the top and knocked that out, and then Swift
Tilly
cleaned it up again. Yeah, Tilly came over with a great play to kind of hit Pepper in the head on that play, Cam, and Swift cleaned it up again. Going to seal this game for the East. They're going to be winners of 4 of the last 5 All-Star games, and a great performance from the East tonight.
At the 1-yard line, they get a stop, and Kevin Say almost put an icing on that cake. Picks up 8 yards, and I think Say is your MVP, but man, Jaden Swift with 2 fumble recoveries in the same game. Honestly, Mike, I'm not sure I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, Cam, I'm with you. I don't think we've seen that from, it's very rare that you see a fumble in this league at all, but then to get 2 fumble recoveries from the same player, it's definitely rare. Jaden Swift has had a great game. Clint Hendershot, we've called his name quite a bit, but, no one's really put their stamp on this game more than Kevin Say has, Cam. So I think he's going to get the MVP honors tonight.
And the West may have lost this game, but they played very well all day. They really did. They got contributions from just about everybody. They just kind of had some things that went their way in the first half, go silent on them in the second half. Adam Williams, Ezekiel Love, they just couldn't get quite enough offense going, and even Max Jackson a little bit defensively disappeared. David Horrell picked up the slack. The East beat the West for their 4th win in 5 tries. Look at that, over 400 yards of offense for both squads, but it was the West 4 turnovers that were the difference in this game.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Cam. That East defense stepped up, as we mentioned. The 2 turnovers on special teams and a couple of interceptions as well. As you mentioned, the West played well. I mean, they could have easily won this game without a couple of the turnovers, especially when they turned the ball over. Tom Pepper, almost 300 yards passing. Wigmore with 105 of his own, as we see there, and a touchdown. Boudreaux, wow, 5 field goals. I didn't realize he'd kicked that many. He was going after CC's record, but great game by the East. Defense stepped up and made plays when they needed to. Special teams made plays. Boudreaux made plays. They also had the fumble. Bullet Bolesky made plays, as we see there, but congratulations to the East All-Stars. Great performance. And man, we're full on into the offseason after this, Cam.
Oh, and look at that. John Bond quickly in the chat, and he's right. Max Jackson also has had 2 fumble recoveries in a game before. He's 100% right on that. How could I forget the 8-time All-Star who ended up with 14 solo tackles today? That may be an All-Star game record, too. We'll take a look at the full box score of stats so everybody participating in the All-Star game can check it out. That was a crazy play.
Yeah.
It did kind of look like Tilly whacked Pepper across the head, didn't it?
Yeah, it definitely looked like he hit him across the head on that play, but here comes the MVP, Cam.
MVP, that's Kevin Say, 160 yards on 20 attempts, also had 17 receiving yards and a touchdown. It's tough to see Tom Pepper go out like that, Mike. I hope that he has kind of a comeback story in the works, and that's not the play that he's remembered by, because he definitely wants that one back. I think the West would have had just as good a chance as anybody to recover the onside kick. And again, 209 passing yards from the East, 210 rushing yards as well. Remember, at the end of the half, Mike, there was a 1 yard difference between rushing and passing yards too. This offense did not waver in the first and second half, outscored the West 12-0 in the second half.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, Cam. That is definitely not the play that Tom Pepper.
What a day.
Pepper's career will be remembered by. He had an excellent game today, as I mentioned. Almost 300 yards passing, had a great day. If that is the last time we see him, he definitely went out on a great note. No, they didn't get the victory, but it's an all-star game. It's at the end of the, it's all about fun, highlighting these superstars of the league. And one thing we need to mention, Cam, also a big loss for. She wasn't an all-star this season, but she's definitely been an all-star in the past, if I'm not mistaken. A big loss for Vancouver is Ashley Rose Finch, and a lot of people don't realize that her and Tom Pepper kind of joined together, go hand in hand. That's going to be another huge hole for Vancouver to fill on that roster this season.
Valetsky with a nice day. 10 carries, 52 yards for the MVP. That's all you want out of an all-star game. Love, not a bad day either. Just didn't get the touches. Say got the bulk of the work. Your receivers, Love and Say at the top. But Kendra Hall, 5 catches, 82 yards. Last game for the West. DR Sim, 4 for 64. Keel, 4 for 76. I mean, look at the balance out of the West. Passing attack, 3 for 35 for Williams, although none in the second half. Wells had 3. Hammer had 3. Just a ton of contributors today. Garrett Jr., 2 for 44. He was also pretty quiet in the second half. And then on the defensive side, we mentioned Max Jackson with the 14. David Horrell stepped up with 6. Mike Ryan had a couple of passes defended today. Lots of good stuff on the defensive front. 4 different players record sacks. Put a bow on it, Mike. 29-17, the East beat the West.
Yeah, excellent game, Cam. I mean, I've really had a great time being here with you tonight, and really one of the better games that we've seen out of the All-Stars in a long time. Very entertaining. The East did a great job tonight. Pretty much the running of Valetsky and Say made the difference in this game. Over 200 rushing yards combined. And the West, they struggled on the ground, only about 32 yards rushing, and I think that was the difference in the game, probably outside of a couple of turnovers. But man, it was great being here. Looking forward to being with you again all next season. And it was a great time being, my first time actually being an analyst on the game. So it's been fun.
It was fun. Stay tuned for the SFLM semifinals right here on YouTube, 9 p.m. Eastern, coming up in about 20 minutes. Thanks all for joining us. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music.